Others Prevail Everyday.
The Hope Squad. DJ the Millie. Aisha Shermaine. No last name. AKA She. Eden, AKA Small Mom. Queen Doja. Let's go, y'all. Oh. The Hope Coach. 10 Take. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, quit playing. Let's get the show started.
Hello, Hope family. How is everyone doing today? It is me, Aisha Shermaine, aka She, no last name. Aisha Shermaine, no last name, aka She. However you want to say it, that's who I am. Thank y'all so much for tuning in this Saturday. What's today? December the 11th. So, as always, if DJ was here, and DJ, he here, but he not here. He on the road. So y'all understand, he a trucker. Sometimes he has signal issues. He may or may not pop in. We'll see what happens with that. But if he was here, what would he say, y'all? Go ahead and give him his likes, give him his hearts, give him his, everything. Get in the comments. Let us know where y'all are tuning in from. And let's just get this show going. So, with that being said, go ahead and start commenting in the comments where you are watching us from. Go ahead and always like, share. Don't forget to share. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on TikTok, go ahead and follow. Hello to all our families on all the platforms. Hello to the Winning in Prayer TV platform. Hello to everybody out there. Now, since I am Aisha Shermaine, it wouldn't be me not to say this, right? It's time to tag somebody. So let's tag somebody. Mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, somebody, anywhere. Everybody needs some hope. This is the beginning of the Hope Week. So tag them. Let's get into these comments. Let's do this and let's get started. The Hope Coach is somewhere back there. I hope she's ready because it's time for you, Hope Coach.
Hope. What's that mean? Helping others prevail every day.
Yeah. Bringing the H-O-P-E. Yeah, that's what it be for everybody. It's the only way helping others prevail every day. With Jan Tate by your side, you know she always down to ride. And she's certified. She help you glide so you can set to the sky, no matter how high. Cause she not just a life coach, she the whole coach. And she help you steady it in on the approach. And she always keep it 100 with inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. That means real life solutions for real life challenges. So if you stumble, she gonna help you balance it. Cause it's never okay to abandon ship, especially with a mother-daughter relationship or anything that you need help with the words to say. So schedule your free session today.
She bringing hope, bringing hope, bringing hope. Yeah, that's every day. Cause when there's hope, when there's hope, when there's hope, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, she bringing hope, bringing hope, bringing hope. Yeah, that's every day. When Tan Tate by your side, you got more than what it takes.
Hello, 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 everyone. I hope my sound is okay. So we're gonna do a sound check right quick. Just let me know in the chats if you can hear me loud and clear. And while you guys are doing that, I want to say hello to our Hope fam that's here. Hello, we see Nita Thomas in the house of Wild Bling. We got Jackie Cow representing the great state of Tennessee. Hey fam, let us know. Hope you guys were okay. We know that we had some tornadoes last night. So we're praying for all the states that were impacted by the tornado. We got the one and only infamous William Tate in the house. That's my one and only, you guys. My love. Sade, Ashley is in the house. Ashley, girl, let us know how you feeling. We've been praying for you, covering you in prayer. And if you're just tuning in, go ahead and drop in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, where you're listening from, what state, what city you representing. I want to say hello to all of our Hope fam from YouTube, Twitter, from TikTok. Although you're not behind the scenes with me, you may have come over and watching us on Facebook and to our Facebook family. We just want to say hello, 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 and invite you to come on in and engage with us. This is the Hope Show. This is a show for every and anybody. Like Aisha says, tag your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your grandchild, your great uncle, uncle, niece, cousin, beans, greens, tomatoes. Oh, sorry, however it go, do everybody. And we also want to tell you that hope is also an acronym for helping others prevail every day. This is the Hope Skills Show where we put you in the game. The Hope Show. It's a life skills show, your number one digital source for hope. So perhaps you've been dealing with some hopelessness this week. Perhaps you're dealing with, just no energy and you need a dose of hope. You have pulled in to the great spot to get hope. We are a faith-based show where we are founded off of Hebrews 11 and 1, where it talks about now faith is the evidence of things hoped for. So everybody's always talking about the faith, but your faith is what you're hoping for. So it all begins with hope. So what are you hoping for? What are you believing God to do? And how is your faith being activated? One way is tuning in to the Hope Show. I am Tan Tate. I am a certified master life coach known as the Hope Coach, and you can learn more about my journey over at iamtantate.com. You can go there, hear about who I am, and just my journey, because we all got a story, right? See Keisha Simpson in the house representing that booth, Shreveport, Louisiana in the house. So I'm just excited to have everyone here. Let's take a moment at this time and say hello to our Roku TV family. We know you're watching us in delay on the Winning in Prayer channel, but we are so excited to have you here with us. So, hello to the Roku TV family. Thank you for allowing us to come into your homes, on your mobile device, wherever you stream from, and allowing us to provide you with some hope filled entertainment resources, whatever you need. We're excited to have you here. So, hey, Aisha Shermaine, no last name.
Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Let me put this up. It's right on time. Let me
Hold
see.
on, don't be putting nothing on the screen. Girl, take it down. Take that down.
Hey, Mr. Tillman, we just gonna say hello.
That is a blast from the way past. Take that down.
Everybody need hope. We got Miss Nita in the house. Hey, we're gonna go through and just recognize some comments that we see.
That is so
Hey,
funny.
again, Nita Thomas of Wild
Hey
Bling.
y'all, how y'all
Listen,
doing?
that's one of our favorite brands. If you're still shopping for Christmas, Miss Nita will drop her website information in the comments, and you can go and make sure, you can bling on the budget over there with her. You know, I see my girl, that's my makeup twin, Keisha
Hey
Simpson.
Keisha.
We got one of my favorite fam members on the Tate
Jackie.
side, Miss Jackie Kyle in the house. You guys don't be shy. Come on and engage with us. We got Sade. It should say Shade Wilson, but I'm just gonna leave that right there. Hey, girl. So
Leave Ashley alone.
we are excited to have everyone here with you. Listen, we got a hope-filled show for you today. We're going to be talking about forgiveness. We've been talking about it for the past few episodes. Kind of got a twist and some surprises today that we want to talk about regarding forgiveness. We got that. So we're going to take a commercial break,
Lord.
and then we'll be right back on the other side of these commercial breaks. I do want to acknowledge my father, Mr. William. Oh Lord Jesus, girl, Mr. Willie Ray Cole.
You
You
see
know,
my face?
well, yes, mine too. Mr.
Oh Lord. That is
Mr.
how
Willie
you
Ray
deserve it
Cole,
all.
that's my daddy. He's in heaven. My dad was a quartet singer, and earlier this week I posted a photograph of him and his group from way back when, and a lot of people were wild. But yes, that's the only daddy other than God that I have. So don't be mindful what you guys may see in the chat. Okay. So, having said that, and DJ the Millie, wherever you're at on the road, we're hoping you're safe. We want to let you know that we love you. We want to go ahead and shout out Queen Doja and
Hey
Eve, Smile
Doja.
Mom. They've been working
Hey
behind the
Mama.
scenes. They're still a part of the Hope Squad, the Hope fam. So we just want to recognize them also. Listen, if you're having celebrating birthdays this month, we want to say hello and happy birthday to you this month. Last week, I know I have one daughter by love out of Houston, Texas, praying. Sometimes she be tuning in. You know how some people be sneaky watching? They're like a sneaky link watch.
Yeah, they be watching and don't say nothing, don't like nothing, don't nothing, but they be there. We
But
see y'all.
they be
How
there.
y'all
So I
doing
just
too?
want to say happy belated birthday publicly to Fran. She celebrated last week. And
Happy
we're going to take
birthday,
a
friend.
commercial break, guys. And on the other side of this commercial, we'll be right back and begin our first segment of today. If you haven't already, go ahead and like our broadcast, tag someone to come to our broadcast, share it to somebody who may need a dose of hope. And we'll see you back on the other side of this commercial.
The world is about to change. Peace Be Still Ministries presents the Gospel Flow Radio Show where peace and living waters flow. Broadcasting from Houston, Texas on Rima 101.5 FM. Your host, Houston's own K Moore, Kimberly Refford. The show will feature indie artists who flow in the gospel. It's gospel flow. We're looking for flow artists, formerly known as gospel rappers, poetry and spoken word artists, theater and drama, if that's your ministry, worship music and psalmist, and much, much more. Your 2022 is about to change. Coming January the 20th, tune in to the Gospel Flow Radio Show, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come change the world with us. To be featured on the show, stay tuned for more information.
All right, we are so excited. Earlier in this year, well, a few months ago, I don't even think it's been a month, but we announced that the Peace Be Still Ministry, who's our partner ministry, was starting up the Gospel Flow radio show that's going to be hosted by the one and only Kimberly Relford, also known as K Moore out of Houston, Texas. The show is going to be broadcasting out of Houston, Texas on Rima 101.5 FM. You will be able to hear it globally through TuneIn. You can listen online, so you'll be able to hear it even if you're not in the Houston area. So excited! And as the announcer said, we're looking for artists who are indie artists, independent gospel artists who want to have a platform to present their ministry. Also, if you're looking for a platform to advertise, you can do so on the Gospel Flow Radio Show, who's our partner ministry. by Peace Be Still Ministry. So just, you can comment here, want to advertise, and we will get back with you. You can send us a message, DM, or whatever. So I'm excited because that announcement takes us into the first part of our first segment. What we're talking about is 20 days left in 2021. What are you doing? 20 days left in 2021. What are you doing? So, you know, a lot of people have already moved their mindset on over to 2022, which as a visionary is a good thing because you're always looking ahead. But we want to talk to the individuals who know the importance of being in the now. And the now is that there are 20 days left in 2021. So what are you doing? So we're gonna open up this segment with she. She'll let us know what she's doing, in these 20 days that remain left.
So she is working, she is doing a lot. Main thing that I actually already did was worked on some forgiveness plans that I had in place for myself. Just for me to have inner peace and for me to be better in 2022. So I already executed on those plans. Those are behind me now. I am still working on my She brand, which is everything from my YouTube down to my daughter's candy store to Eglow and everything else that we have going on. Rise Candy Shop is definitely taking off and doing major things. We have touched Connecticut, Las Vegas, North Carolina, Illinois, Texas. So still working to build her footprint, but definitely, it's Rise Candy Shop, but what Mama Tan called me an executive admin. So we're still working to get that done. And just hopefully we can touch all 50 states. Also, I am working on my graphic design stuff. So that's called It's Alluring Details. Basically, I could do, graphic design, flyers, pretty much whatever you need for your business presence, online, offline. I could do that too. So those are the things that I am working on, and I am just, my head is in the game, and I'm in my journey to success. So just stay tuned. It's definitely more to come, and I'm definitely working all the rest of 2021 and all of 2022.
Love it, love it. Listen, this is a great place for you to drop in the chat. What are you doing these next 20 days? We got 20 days left. That's a lot of time. So put it in the chat. So, because we want you to engage with us. What are you doing these next 20 days? Hey, Cheris Hill tonight. Ellison, we see that you're in the house watching from a different area today. We love you too, girl. Thank you for tuning in. Earlier, you guys, in the year, probably a few months ago, I talked about some tea cakes, right? And how they were just,
The
I
bomb.
mean, the bomb. So I got my
Amazing.
cousin here, Miss Doris Marie Franklin. She's from Granny D's Bakery. She
Thank you, Miss
makes a
Doris.
phenomenal tea cake. So if you're looking for a holiday treat, Granny D's got you. She is a phenomenal baker. Those tea cakes were great. She makes cakes. She specializes in anything sweet. I'm just gonna put it out there. You're looking for a cobbler, you're looking for a pie, she got you. I see we got designing to worship in the house today. We got Tashika
Hey,
in the house.
Tashika.
Hey, we have Kenneth Cheney here today. We call him our Bishop of Hope. Greetings and salutations, my peoples. Hello, Reverend Doctor, Pastor, Bishop. Hello. So we're just excited to see everybody checking in. As for me, when I'm doing these next 20 days, we've been talking about the Gospel Flow Radio Show. We talked about my ebook that dropped earlier on November the 11th. Talked about how I have another ebook dealing with hope. It's entitled Winning with Hope. It's going to be dropping in the next 2 or 3 days, if not the next day. So I'm excited to be living my purpose. I'm just
Amen.
excited about that. We have the Hope and Peace Broadcasting TV network that's going to be coming to Roku TV. So if you have a business or a brand, listen, if you always wanted to have your own fitness show, we will have a platform for you that's affordable.
Amen.
If you wanted to have your own, you know how they have HGTV, and you want to have your own this my TV show, we have a platform for you. If you're a chef or a cook and you want to have your own cooking show, we have a platform for you. We're going to be looking for
Yes.
entertainers. If you have a production company, you're looking for a place to put your sitcom on, your family funny, whatever, however you want to do it, you can do it on the Hope and Peace Broadcasting Network. It's coming soon, in the works now. So we're just excited about what's going on in 2020. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Can you go put that on Amazon for me?
That is
Or
definitely the truth right there.
Dubo, she said it was such an awesome book. And the name of my first ebook is Coping with Change. And the next one is called Winning with Hope. It's about the hope factor. So it's a little bit more inclusive of me and my journey, kind of where I've been. So you want to make sure you get that when it drops. Hey, Renee is in the house. I see
Right.
you
But what's she
just
talking
now.
about though?
So, having said that, remember, let us know. I haven't seen anybody put in the chat what they're going to be doing these next 20 days. Look,
Right. Let
if
us know,
all you're
y'all.
going to be doing is eating, just drop it in the chat. I'm eating every day.
Aside from eating.
I'm breathing. I'm living. The reason why we do this because it's important to articulate your vision and where you're going. And we
Yes.
don't want anybody to be waiting until 2022 to think that they can get in the game. You can get in the game right now. Right now. I see Kenneth Chaney say he's focusing on fitness. That's amazing, amazing. So as you continue to drop in the chat what it is you're going to be doing these next 20 days, we have a little news that we want to share with you. On the screen, if you're watching or if you're listening, it's called Hope Fam of the Week. It's the Hope Fam of the Week. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be recognizing our Hope Fam members of the week. We want to show you how much we appreciate you. So here's where you come in. What do you have to do to become a Hope Fam fan of the week? Just a moment. Let me get back on camera and tell you about it. All right. So, in order to be chosen or selected, and what we're going to do is we just put the names in a hat, and then we're going to draw out 3 members each week. You will have had to have engaged with us. So, did you comment something? Did you share the broadcast? Did you like the broadcast or love it? Because we like it when you give us the hearts. If you haven't given us some hearts today, go ahead and give us some hearts right now. And over on YouTube, we ask that you like and subscribe. Over on Twitter, we ask that you retweet and like us, give us a heart. You can give us a heart over on Twitter as well. So we are going to be looking for those family members who've engaged with us the most. So what happens? At the end of the show today, we will go back and do a review and we will drop into the hat everybody who met the criteria to who engaged with us and who was a fam member of the week. Then after that, we pull out the 3. We nominate you, post you that you are the Hope Fam member of the week. And then on the next Saturday, we do the drawing. And what you're going to win is either some Hope merchandise from the Hope store, or you will win a $25 Cash App or Zelle or PayPal. You got to have access to one of those payment methods to get that. So, okay, we thank you. We see that Mr. Tillman is saying, I have 20 days to mend a broken fence. Tell us more about that fence. Is it a fence or is it a heart? I don't know. But anyway, I'm just kind of being petty, y'all. I'm being a little bit petty, messy, I guess what y'all would say. Who is the fence? Oh, I'm sorry. It could not even be a person. It may be a fence. I'm sorry. But anyway. So we're going to be doing that. So if you think that you are the best candidate to be our Hope Fam member of the week, we want to salute you and recognize you. We appreciate you. Oh, I like Clinton. He know how to play the game. He say it's a heart. Say the name. Say the name. Oh, sorry. Sorry. But he know how to play the game. So, and if I'm having technical difficulties, guys, want to apologize. Right now, kind of in a rural area where internet is kind of hit and miss. So if I freeze, hold on, I'm going to unfreeze. And then we got one of our Fave fam members right here already. We got Tamara Fillmore in the house. Hello, friends. Hello, girl. Okay, he said he will not say the name. Okay, y'all, let me stop engaging in this foolery. But y'all, I don't know. Y'all take a guess. Who y'all think Clint is talking about? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. All right. So, Aisha, girl, let's get into our first real engagement thing. We're going to be talking about the post of the week, social media post of the week. And here's the post of the week. Aisha, can you read it for us, girl?
I sure can. It says, you have the ability to rewrite your story over and over. Don't let someone else become the editor other than God. Love that.
Go ahead and elaborate on that.
Well, yesterday at work, this lady had came in there. Like, she always tell me she loved me, but yesterday she was showing me her charms on her new bracelet she had got, and one of the charms said, "You are the author of your own story." And that's funny that you say that today, because basically what they're saying to me is you have the ability to write your story, create the life you want to live, be the person you want to be. It just depends on you. You have the ability to either let someone alter you and change that and write it for you, or you hold the cards and the pen to write that story how you want it to be. It's up to you on how you want to do it. Between you and God, it could be done the way you want it, or you can let other people alter it. It's up to you.
Love it, love it, love it. So yes, and that was the heart of that message. I see that Renee says you determine your destiny. So true. When God created us, He created us with a purpose and a destiny. So I'm encouraging you to do what the post said. So let me post this right quick. If your screen is stuck, just go out and come back in. So if you're experiencing technical difficulties and your screen is frozen, please exit out of the broadcast, but do come back in. Thank you, Mr. Tate, for sharing that. So the post says that you're the editor. It's up to you. Oftentimes we get stuck. We get stuck in somebody else's reality. We get stuck in what people think about us. We get stuck in our past failures. We may even get stuck in unforgiveness. And we just want to encourage you today to know you have the ability to rewrite your story. You don't have to stay stuck in whatever it is you may be facing. So, and how do you get past that? How do you get to the rewriting part? Remember Jeremiah 29 and 11, where he talks about he knew you before he formed you, gave you a purpose and a destiny. So you first have to believe that it's for good. So if what you're going through is not bringing you good, it's a sign that you may need to do some editing. You may need to do some rewriting. And that may mean you may have to change your circle of friends. You may have to change what you're watching on TV. You may have to change what you're listening to. Whatever it is that's draining you, you need to erase that. And I'm not talking about some magic wand where ta-da, it's gone. No, I'm talking about where you give yourself the hope to say, I don't have to stay this way. I don't have to stay in depression. I don't have to stay sad. I don't have to stay in unforgiveness. I don't have to stay in an unhealthy relationship. I don't have to stay in these negative thoughts. You have the ability to rewrite your story. Now, in the rewriting, I will also encourage you to always remember to be coachable and teachable. And because you're coachable and teachable, it doesn't mean that you're allowing somebody else to rewrite your story. It just means that you're getting the feedback and support that you need to help you to continue to grow. So just don't stay there. So let's see. Got a comment on the screen from Wild Bling. Nita Thomas says, God has already wrote my story, and nobody will alter what God has said about me. I believe God only. That is such a very good point because sometimes the person that's altering your story is who, Aisha? It could be you. And I'm not saying that about Miss Nita, but I'm just saying she raises a good point. You have to believe what God says about you. Sometimes you're the one who's saying what may not be wholesome, what may not be true about you, because we're hard on ourselves. So remember to believe and live by what God said. Let's see what Clint says. He says, yes, it's very hard, but it can be done. Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. All right, Clint, keep working on mending that fence, boy. Okay, sorry about that. So we love your comments, we love your feedbacks. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back on the other side of this commercial to get into today's main focus, which is forgiveness. So just one moment and we'll be right back.
Hope. What's that mean? Helping others prevail every day.
Yeah. Bringing the HOPE, yeah, that's what it be for everybody. It's the only way, helping others prevail every day. With Tan Tank by your side, you know she always down to ride. And she certified, she help you glide so you can set to the sky, no matter how high. Cause she not just a life coach, she the whole coach. And she help you steady it in on the approach. And she always keep it 100 with inspiration, motivation, and encouragement. That means real life solutions for real life challenges.
I love it, y'all. That's my little theme song right there. You know, it always just does something to me because sometimes in life you may need a coach. You may need a certified master life coach. You may need me. So let me just plug myself right here. If you saw yourself in that post, or if you're going to see yourself in the next segment, and you think that you could use and benefit from a certified master life coach, I just want you to know that this coach here, Tan Tay, I am currently accepting new clients. And so follow through with what it is you want to see happen. You know, get a coach. I love what Renee said. She made a post. She says, I wrote this story. I didn't think I could make this move today, but I did. So, Renee, you know, today was probably a good day for you to come on the show because you said you wanted to talk and share something with us. But we know you're in transitioning, you know. So, but tell us about the move that you made today. You know, put it in the comments and we'll come back to it. So, we're going to move on with our next segment. We're going to be talking about forgiveness, you guys, or unforgiveness. So it's a good time to tag somebody, um, reshare the broadcast, because maybe you know somebody that's dealing with unforgiveness. Maybe you yourself may be dealing with unforgiveness. Only you know where you are at in your story. So we're going to put up a visual aid that we have. And it says, what does it say, Aisha?
Forgiveness is a gift to your heart.
Wow. Love it. Forgiveness is a gift to your heart. So, you know, Aish, what do we always say over here about forgiveness? It's for who?
It's for me. It's for you and us.
Yes, forgiveness is for you. It's not about the person or the event that may have been tragic or caused you trauma. It's for you so you can be free. You know, and I'm not going to tell the plot, but has anybody seen the movie The Unforgivable on Netflix?
No.
No. So because I knew we would be talking about forgiveness, I said, you know, go ahead and let me watch this movie, right? It's not one of the typical genre of movies that I watch, but I decided that I wanted to watch because it's good to always get a different perspective on things. So before I get into the movie, I wish DJ was here because Aisha and he, we all know we've been having this debate about forgiveness, whoop de whoop, whoop de whoop. And they say it's hard. And then I would always say, no, it should be easy. Then of course we talked about it, and in the end, I believe it was Aisha. It could have been DJ Gamilli who said, well, everybody got to get there. How Aisha, y'all say at their
You
own
got to get there in your own time, and like we understand it's probably better to forgive as soon as possible, but for everybody it's different. You have to factor in, what may have hurt you, what the situation was, who it was from, that sort of thing, and then get to forgiveness in your own timing.
Yes. And it's good when you have a relationship with yourself, with God, with others, right? Because God showed me that I was so busy focusing on them saying it's hard that I was missing what's crucial, that it's possible. Sometimes we get caught up in the process and we get stuck there. And forgiveness is designed for you, for your heart, so you can be free. It's not about it being hard or easy. It's about you knowing that it's for you, that it is for you. And we've talked about how, in a moment, I'm going to put some comments on the screen, but we've talked about how forgiveness does not mean that the other person or even yourself is not held accountable. It does not negate accountability. So, if you've done something within the law, because I tell the story about the young man who killed my daughter and how I forgave him and wrote a letter of leniency to the state of Texas. But guess what? He was still held accountable for his action. So sometimes I think we get it mixed up that forgiveness means that the person is off the hook, which is my segue into the movie The Unforgivable. Again, I'm not going to share the plot. I'm not going to give any what they call them. I'm not going to give it away. You know, I'm not going to spoil it. I think they call them spoiler alerts. So I'm not going to spoil it. But the plot of the movie is Sandra Bullock, who stars in the movie, she commits a crime, and she has to go. She goes to spend 20 years in the penitentiary. She served her time. She gets out. The people who were impacted about the crime have not forgiven. They want to deal with her themselves. Basically, they want her dead, right? So, along the way, because of unforgiveness, some other cancers develop in the people who were impacted. And when I talk about cancers, I mean choices that they make, not cancer, the disease, because unforgiveness is a disease. And if it's not treated, it can cause death. So, because this is popular now, this movie is a really good movie. But when you watch it, I just want you to keep some of the things that we've shared here on the Hope Show regarding forgiveness. So, we know that forgiveness for some is hard, but we don't want you to get stuck on the hard part. We want you to focus on the freedom part. And I thank God for that revelation. He said, you spend so much time talking about hard, but what about the benefits? It's not about whether it's hard or easy, Tan. It's about the benefits, what comes with the forgiveness. So I did a video on TikTok, and hopefully you guys follow me there. But before I get too farther in this conversation, just want to acknowledge some comments. So Renee says, I made a major move today. I moved back into my parents' home. I hadn't been inside this house in over 11 months since the passing of my father in January due to COVID. I lost my mom in 2019 to breast cancer. I had to realize this is where I needed to be, our home, my parents' home. So Renee, we just salute the courage that you exercised today because we know that that was not easy. Our condolences again. It's never the death of a parent. I've experienced it on both sides, so I know what that feels like. So we're so proud of you in making this journey back. So congratulations, girl. Congratulations. Um, Clint Tillman says, I believe absolute forgiveness is an emotional release for the person who was wronged. It allows us to move on. Absolutely. And you got to remember there's something on the other side of that forgiveness. Sometimes we can't enjoy healthy relationships because we got the unforgiveness of what somebody else did to us. We can't move forward in life because we stuck in unforgiveness. So we are encouraging you today to know forgiveness is for you so you can move forward. It's not about the other individual, it's for you. Um, and so the movie, The Unforgivable, it's a good movie to watch and look and see the effects of unforgiveness. It's a good movie. And that it's not about whether it's hard or easy. So if you've been one of those individuals like me who said, well, forgiveness is easy, and kind of been side eyeing the person who says it's hard, I just want you to begin to focus on the benefits of forgiveness. You know, for me, it was easy because I'm like, I just know the benefits, and so I can be free because I had went through a spell of unforgiveness when I was in my first marriage, and it was filled with domestic violence. So sometimes we got to go through something to get something. I know you says that it's hard. So what's your take on why it can be hard?
I mean, for me, it was hard because honestly, I had a lot of emotions that I was dealing with. And honestly, I kind of had to learn how to separate a lot of different things that I was dealing with. Um, so just really sitting down and thinking about it, like once I really figured out one, that forgiveness was ultimately to help me and to help me heal and get past things that I was feeling and dealing with. That kind of made it easier for me to say, okay, it's not in my heart whole right now, but I'm working up to it. So let me just start the process and maybe that'll make the process easier for me. So, all in all, y'all know 2 weeks ago, I told y'all I was battling with my own situations. I stand here today, 2 weeks later, and I'm in a much better place. Yes, I've forgiven those people, I've released that energy. And I honestly can say, I feel better. Yes, I wish I probably didn't hold on to this, but with what I've been dealing with the last 2.5 years or so, it was hard. It was a lot that I was dealing with. And you just gotta sometimes you just gotta deal with everything and just get through it. So
Right.
it was hard for
Well,
me, but I got here. I'm here. I'm right here right now and I feel better.
I love it. I love it. And it can be a process. Tamara says forgiving ourselves is the hardest of all, something I'm learning now. Absolutely. You know, and that's why I always like to include oneself when I'm talking about forgiveness because I know how hard it can be to forgive ourselves. We are just so hard on ourselves. Um, Nita says, forgiveness makes you clean on the inside, which is absolutely true. And Tamara, Keisha was agreeing with Tamara, saying so true about being able to forgive oneself. So over on TikTok earlier this week, I put a video out and I said, what are you forgiving in 2021 that you're not taking into 2022? You're going to leave it in 2021. And I asked people to stitch the video and share what it was that they were forgiving. And most people always said that they had to that they were forgiving themselves for something, and then there was something outside of themselves. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, you can. It's at the Hope Coach One. I think that's my TikTok handle. But um, out of this, and I tagged a few people, right? And one of the people that I tagged, said, I don't have nothing to forgive. I'm a forgiving person. I always forgive. I really don't have nothing to forgive. This was their initial thought. See, sometimes we don't think we're operating in a place of forgiveness because the thought process is that we are justifiable in what our decision is. That person was wrong. That's the bottom line, and that's just where I'm at. So, but the person ended up calling me and saying, "You know what? As I was saying that, God reminded me of something that I needed to forgive. I had totally forgot about it simply because the person was wrong. And sometimes we, again, because we know that the person was wrong and what they did, we just kind of like, it's not really holding me back. So we think, but we are operating in a place of unforgiveness. And the person said, when God began to reveal to them the areas that they needed to forgive someone else, they took immediate action. And they were like, thank you for that video because I had kind of even blocked it out, you know. So today we're just encouraging you to self-examine yourself for unforgiveness. You know how we have a self-examination that we do for breast cancer? We go to the doctors for, yearly checkups because they can do a deeper dive into our bodies to see if everything is lining up the way it should be. We're asking you and encouraging you today to do that in the area of unforgiveness. I see that we have a couple of comments. We're going to put them up here. Um, Starting with Keisha, she says, we have to forgive so that we may be forgiven. And I absolutely agree with that, you know. And it's kind of another side to that coin. But when the young man who killed my daughter, what helped me get to that place of forgiveness is that I began to think about my son, which lines up with what Keisha said here. And had that been my son who had done what the young man did, I would want that mother to forgive my son. So I had to give what I want to receive. And sometimes it's not always for you, it could be for your generations. It could be for your children, for your children's children. They could be forgiven because of the forgiveness seeds that you planted. Mr. Tate says, in forgiving, you have to run to the problem, not from the problem. Absolutely. So to forgive, it's about resolution. It's about reconcile. And again, the reconciliation process may mean that you don't get access back to somebody. You know, girl, I done forgave you and moved on. I love you, child. When I see you, hello, how you doing? But that maybe that intimate relationship we once had is not there anymore. Isha, what did Keisha say? If you can read that for me.
It says, I have to tell myself this to help myself get through the unforgiveness.
Yes, I love that. So remember, we keep asking you, what are you doing these next 20 days? Because we want you to speak it. In order to see it, you got to speak it. So you can see what you said, you have to speak it. And we talked about that in one of our previous episodes. What is your unforgiveness or forgiveness language? If you walk around saying unforgiveness is hard for me, it's going to always be hard. If you walk around saying I can't forgive, you're going to always be not forgiving. But once you begin to switch up what you're speaking, you'll be able to see a different result. Let's see, Mr. Take Guy, you must face the problem head on by first praying with you and that person together and then go into the spirit of meekness. Okay. I may have to pray for you because I may not be able to pray with you
I
right
was
now.
thinking that too. Can't pray with you, but I could pray for you.
I'm going to pray for you and I'm going to pray for me too. But that's a good point, Mr. Tate. Let me see. Tamara says, owning up to it. Yes, you know. And if you've been dealing with unforgiveness, just own up to it and rewrite the story. You're the editor. You don't have to stay
Indeed.
there. Let's see. What did Miss Nita Thomas say? She says, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Is the only way to be forgiven by God. We can come back to that conversation because I don't know about that. Because when Jesus was on the cross, they weren't forgiving him. And he just said, you know, God forgive them, for they know not what they do. So I don't know, Ms. Nita. I don't know if that's the only way. But we'll talk about that over on maybe Mr. Tate can talk about that on Peace Be Still Ministry. I understand what you're saying, but when we ask God how many times we forgive, he does command us how to forgive. As many times as necessary. I know the Bible says something different, but it's as many times as necessary. Well, we're going to wrap up this conversation on forgiveness, and hopefully someone today's life was changed about forgiveness. Thank you, Keisha. Keisha says 70 times 7. Yeah, that's a whole lot of times. Whole lot of times. Hey,
Thank
Taylor,
you.
there she go, y'all. There go the host of the Gospel Flow Radio Show, stepping in. Okay, Mr. Tate, we're gonna take this last comment from Mr. Tate. It's not doing you any good to by just praying for that person. You have to include yourself. Right. That's what we were saying, Mr. Tate. We're gonna include ourselves, but we may not just go. I may not be like I may not be able to come to you, Mr. Tate, right now and say, let's pray right now. I'm gonna be praying for you and me on the sidelines, right? So we totally agree with what you're saying. Don't you put another comment up here, okay?
Not a one.
Not a one. They
And
go
don't
dig their head
look, Mama
over
Ted, and don't call our phones either.
and don't call us either. Let's see. Clint Tillman said, thank y'all, I needed this. Yes, Clint, thank you for sharing that you needed this. So remember, and Ms. Nita, we're going to close this out with her last comment. She says, I get it, Tan, so let me rephrase it. If it wasn't for forgiveness, we are to give forgiveness as God has forgiven us, right? So true, Miss Nita. So true. So the message is the moral of this show is about forgiveness. Oh, I don't know what's going on with my camera. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties in the studio. I thank God for my studio that's fully furnished, fully staffed, and able to produce the quality show that He would have us to do. So we're going to move right into our shout outs. Thank you to everyone who chimed in, who gave us valuable feedback, who provided insight into forgiveness. Because listen, forgiveness is for all of us. We all need it. We all need to give it. Short story. If you're holding on to the cancer of unforgiveness, we're encouraging you to let it go. And if you don't know how to let it go, remember you can DM us and we can help you. Um, we can pray with you. We can provide you with sources and resources to get to the place where you are living the healthy life. Okay. So, having said that, we're going to move into our shout outs for today. Before we do that, we're going to have a moment of inspiration from She.
Well, I am she, guys. And I just want to say, let it go. If it is not causing you happiness, giving you peace, encourage you with hope, if it's altering you in some negative type of way, simply let it go. Don't carry that baggage, those feelings, that pain, that hurt into your next phase of life. Your next phase of life is your greater phase of life. It's your winning season. You're not going to get there without letting it go. So I just want to say, let it go. The time is now.
I love it. I love it. So that's what I'm going to be working on the next 20 days. I'm going to be working on letting go of wanting to get my husband in this moment, y'all. That's what I'm going to be working on. But on a serious note, yes, sometimes the people who hurt us the most are the people who are the closest to us. It can be mother, father, son, daughter, grandkids, husband, spouse, whomever. And oftentimes, forgiveness is like something that we don't even think about because they should know better, right? But forgiveness is for everyone. So we're encouraging you to let go and forgive these next 20 days. Shout out time.
Well, I guess since it's only me and you here, I will go first because that's only right. But I just want to say I'm gonna do my little shout outs a little different. In the spirit of forgiveness, maybe in the past I haven't been the easiest person to deal with. Maybe I rubbed you wrong. Maybe, maybe you just dislike me for any reason or something. If I've been that person to you in my journey of forgiveness and the people who have harmed me and caused me ill feelings, forgive me. I forgive those that have wronged me, who have hurt me, who have caused pains or whatever. I've forgiven them. So if I've been that person to you, I ask that you just simply to forgive me. If you would like to talk to me or any sort of way, reach out. Aisha Shemaine on any social media platform. But forgive me. That's kind of my shout out.
I love it. And I'm just going to follow suit because sometimes we don't know who we offend or who we hurt because our motives may not have been that. So if I've offended anyone, if I've hurt anyone, I'm asking you to forgive me. And then let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it so that we can move forward together. We just want to thank everybody for watching today. Thank you to the Millie who's in the comments. We missed you on air today. We love you. Thank you to our Hope fam. We love you. Excellent conversations. We love you. We love you. We love you. And until the next time, to our Roku family, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, we love you and thank you for tuning in to Hope. Remember, all your days are good.
Some are just better.
Absolutely. So you guys go have a hope filled day, and we'll see you next time.